FTFGG is live from South Carolina as Barr Visuals presents the FTF Cup Series, racing from the virtual Darlington Raceway for the FTF Southern 500. 43 drivers getting set to go here from Darlington. It's mean, it's fast, it's the track too tough to tame. And for these 43 drivers, these next 183 laps are going to be grueling and difficult. Jacob Pitts here with you. Glad to have you in for the race. Ben Easterday joins me alongside. And Ben, it's Darlington. It's bound to be chaotic. And the setup, from what the drivers have been saying, very tight in the first lap. Once they get the cars worn in, that's when things loosen up.
Yeah, things are going to be tight on the first lap, which really is a good thing. You don't want a really loose car here, especially whenever you're flying through full throttle in turns 1 and 2. But things will loosen up as long as they go, and hopefully it doesn't loosen up so much as they're wrecking or making some black marks on the turns.
All right, let's go through the grid quick, and by go through the grid, it's just going to fly by on your screen. Because we're coming to green here, the field coming off turn number 2. But this track, very unique on the FTF circuit, the fact that really you get 2 lanes, if that. You get about half the amount of room that you get just about anywhere else. You run toward the outside wall, and it can bite you in a hurry if you make a mistake.
Yeah, it's really 2 lanes, and then it forms into 1 on the exits. The exits are just very tight. You have to try to keep your momentum, so it's going to be really interesting to see how it plays out the first couple laps.
Pace car will bring it around through turns 3 and 4. Make the hard left turn onto pit road. Glad you're watching. Let's have some fun. Field comes off corner number 4. Malik Ray and Brian Mercurio lead us down to the green flag. The FTF Southern 400 is underway from Darlington.
We're doubled up here. Looks like Malik Ray was able to get in front of Brian Mercurio there. Let's see how this exit plays out. So far, so good. So far, pretty clean. We're single file up at the top 10 and double file behind there.
Malik Ray leads lap number 1. Brian Mercurio right at his heels. So far, so good throughout the top dozen or so, single file all the way through. But I think that's pretty much what we expected. It is very difficult to pass considering you don't have a lot of room here at this racetrack to pass.
Yeah, not only that, but especially with how tight the exits are and with this tight setup, that's going to make it difficult trying to make any kind of pass whatsoever. So we'll see if we get any more passing as we got a battle farther in the back. We got some side-by-side going on here.
Nick Miller and Brian LaPrade side-by-side. Miller tried to set Caden Rush up off of turn number 4, but it slowed down Miller too much. It's going to do the same thing to LaPrade, and that's going to open up the door for Logan Hilton. Can you spy which car isn't a throwback? Breyer? Shame? I don't think the 19 is either, but, oh, well, maybe it is. I think it is. Casey Kane throwback, Rick Clip's car from 2015. Nonetheless, you'll see a lot of throwback cars throughout the field. There's another that's not. Ryan Doucette right behind these guys. Just got by Seth Knoll.
Yeah, I would say about a fourth of the field is throwbacks.
We got one slow on the apron here on the back straightaway. It's a lap car just getting out of the way. That's Cole Woody. He started at the tail end of the field, started in the pits. That's why he's so far behind everybody else. And he's just riding the apron, 1 lap down now. Just eventually going to get back up to speed once he can find a hole in line. He doesn't want to hold these leaders up.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to find a spot until he gets caught up to the rear end of the field. But yeah, so far so good. So far, pretty clean race. Single file. We've seen a couple passes, but other than that, we got some double file racing going on here. We got Seth Knoll and Blake Bryant fighting it out.
Side by side right behind him as well. Harry Grindell, Blake Reynolds were side by side for a moment. Grindell gets that spot. Got a choo-choo train of cars right here. This is 11th on back in this tight little pack, and Reynolds and Grindel not done yet. Still side by side here off turn 2. Got Cozy right in there as well. In that throwback Logitech G Altus machine, trying to get by the 04 of Dylan Basin. Run back to Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, I think the only way that some of these drivers are going to be able to make passes is if the driver in front of them either makes a mistake, hits the wall or anything like that, or it gets a really bad exit and they can get the momentum on the inside, or if you just send it. But if you send it to the inside, that outside has more momentum on the exit. So, still training around.
Garrett Conrath got passed by a couple of cars. Caden Rush was one. Nick Miller was the other. Getting a little tight back here in this battle. Further on back, Dylan Basin getting some pressure. Now Wyatt Tinsley will go by. Jonathan Oates and the Bill Lester throwback right behind.
Well, Dylan Basin about a half a lap ago just put Cozy into the wall, and then he was the one that lost positions off of that. So thankfully that didn't hurt Cozy at all. He's trying to make his way through the field, currently 16th. It's pretty far back for what Cozy normally runs.
He did start toward the middle of the pack around the 20th position, so he's just trying to get his way up to the front and put himself in a position to maybe have a shot here. Of course, Road to Pro is here. Last week? Everything's blending together. Yeah, last week they were here? No, we weren't even here. What am I?
Last week you were Dover.
I don't know what I'm talking about. Darlington's not even on the schedule. It was last year, not this year. That's not going to give him much help.
Winston?
10 laps will be complete this time by. I don't know what I'm doing or where I'm at. 10 laps complete. Malik Ray leads. Brian Mercurio sits in the second spot, and he is still right in the tire tracks of our race leader in Malik Ray. 2 Coke Series drivers. Of course, they'll have to worry about Kansas because that's where everybody's at next week. Coke Series, Road to Pro is there next week as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so far only a 10th separates Malik and Brian Mercurio there. But so far, single file getting spread out, at least for the top 10, top 15. Though there are some battles going on farther behind, but so far, everyone's kept it clean.
A lot better off than the lap 1 big one we saw a week ago at Dover. It took about half the field out early on. Everybody's single file throughout, even just looking for any sort of battle. We've got Kevin McAdams in 31st making a pass on Robert Dorman. Dorman initially was one of the sponsor provisionals. He made the race on speed. He's fallen back now, and Kevin McAdams, who had to use one of those provisionals, thanks to his owner points position, he's trying to claw his way up toward the front now in 30th.
Yeah, as we can see, we got a TNT kind of throwback ticker going on here. Who do we have to thank that made that?
I'm sorry?
Who do we have to thank that made that ticker?
Made this ticker? Well, I would hope it's Zach Johnson, but our producer, a guy hitting the buttons and sometimes hitting the wrong buttons, but these things happen.
Zach's is someone, so We'll see.
I'm up side by side here. Seth Noel and Landon Mills, well, they were side by side, not anymore. And Mills now with pressure from Blake Reynolds side by side further back as well. Grindel and Dylan Basin. Sean Butler right behind, throwing back to, I guess, earlier this afternoon in that Pennzoil car that he runs in everything. Nice little pack here. Jonathan Oates peeking to the inside at 73. David Brown right behind, as well as Jordan Kuntz in that 27. Not in the throwback. Shame.
That Harry Grindel scheme is definitely something.
It is indeed something. I don't know. I like it. It's not too bad. Basin goes by Landon Mills. That's for the 17, make that 16th position. Battle up front, P7. Here comes Logan Hilton, gets by Briar LaPrade, and Garrett Conrath pretty much has just been in the way at the front. He's been slipping back since the drop of the green flag, and he has been holding Briar up for a long time. And Logan Hilton just said, well, enough of this. I'm going by, and now he's going to get by Conrath here. He's going to try to, as here comes Doucette underneath Briar in turn 3.
Yeah, this pack of 4 cars is getting hungry. We got Logan Hilton trying to get a pass on Garrett Conrath, and we also behind him got Briar LaPrade holding up Ryan Doucette. So we'll see if those two can try to get back.
"19 laps are complete here at Darlington. Malik Ray continues to lead as this top 2 has really broken away from everybody else. About a second back to Alex Kolonix and Kevin King fighting for that 3rd spot coming off turn 2.
Yeah, just past halfway. The stages are 40 and 90 for this race.
40 and 90?
Yes.
I'm no mathematician. Wouldn't it make sense to go 45 and then 90? So you're going 45, 45, and then the rest of the way?
Well, I don't make the rules here. That is Justin Malillo.
Okay. Because we don't get cautions for the stages, so it's not like that's the impact that we need to go 5 or 10 more laps, I guess, for that second stage. Here's a battle down the back straightaway. That's Michael P. Frisch trying to get by Grindel in the 58. 58 is Frisch.
Meanwhile, Logan Hilton just made a pass on Garrett Conrath for 7.
Here's that battle for 3rd I was talking about between Kolonix in that 22 and Kevin King.
Can we get a view
29.
of Kolonix working the wheel? How much work is he doing in there?
Well, he's definitely not just lying back doing nothing. Do we have it on board? An actual on board? Yeah, we do. Hiding down in the corner. They definitely had this technology back in the day. Saw King get a little loose there off 4. That's going to allow Kolonix to scoot away ever so slightly as they go back through 1.
Yeah, Kolonix started P4, so he's gained 1 position. So far, the top 10 has pretty much stayed where they've started.
Here's Nick Miller and Logan Hilton side by side. That's for P6. Whoa! And Hilton washed up and almost got into Miller coming off the corner. Miller holds on to the spot.
He exits, get tight real fast, and Logan Hilton really wasn't expecting it. Almost got into the side of Nick Miller there. We'll see if he can come up with a better plan here. Entering turn 3, looks like he might just stay there. And that is exactly what he does. Behind him, though, Ryan Doucette's taking a look at Briar LaPrade, but can't do anything with it so far. Oh, no!
Oh, Conrath Wall in the straightaway. Here comes Breyer. Doucette right behind. He peeks to the inside, and Garrett just lets him go right on by.
Yeah, that's lost of 3 positions there pretty much in 1 lap. And he got the kiss of death there from the lady in black.
Here comes Hilton again as Doucette got by LaPrade. Hilton, now he's clear, gets by Miller. He'll try to cross him over, but can't quite do it. Just gets to the bumper, nothing more. So move Logan Hilton into position number 6. As we are inside 15 laps to go to the end of stage number 1. And, I mean, very spread out. Got a good battle going on for 33rd. That's Philip McCandless, Tyler Landon, side by side.
We might have to start looking up Darlington facts here in a couple minutes.
I don't know. You would think that we're going to have to worry about pit stops here. They have 8 sets in the pits. So they have plenty down on pit road to use, and I'm sure they're going to be using up a lot of it. So this place just eats tires up. McCandless and Lannon still side by side back here. This is 32nd and 33rd. As Lannon bounces it off the fence, here comes Tyler Gary. Here comes Brett Punkari. Cosman is back there as well.
Surprised to see some of these names running in behind the top 30. We got Tyler Gary. He's typically pretty good. Cosman. Davey is running 39th.
Kevin's now 26th. He started all the way in the back. But I think it comes down to track position, Ben. These guys all started in the back. Most of them only got into the race based on points provisionals. And they just haven't had the speed on the short run or the long run to get through the log jam that's in front of them. And then when they get so far spread out, it's just impossible for them to catch up.
Yeah, I think
Breyer, Nick Miller side by side, and Breyer takes over P8.
Yeah, I think you're right on the money. It's just really hard to pass here, and especially with this tight setup as we got a pass going on for 29th position. Just very hard to pass, and especially with this tight setup, can't really do anything with it.
But, I mean, in talking with Kevin in pre-race, these cars get looser as the run goes on. And so they're not completely tight, and eventually once the tire grip wears away, you're slipping and sliding around the racetrack, so.
We've got a pass going on for P3.
Yep, here we go. Kevin King to the inside, and he takes over. Third from Kolonix going into turn number 1. It's very rare that we see a pass going into turn number 1. Usually we see him going into 3, but King makes it work, and I think Kolonix was being pretty nice there as well. Just backing off, didn't want to push the issue too much.
So it won't be long here until lap traffic starts becoming an issue. We already got P42 27 seconds behind. The leaders are about to catch him, and then once they catch him, especially with how hard it is to pass here, it's going to be interesting to see what P2, P3, P4 does if they catch up and start trying to make moves on the leader, especially with how hard it is to pass here.
Well, Mercurio was losing time in that second spot. He was 0.2 slower than Malik that last time by. But you're right, the lap traffic's on the same straightaway as the race leaders, and it's a pack here. Chris Sweats, Ryan Pandicio, Nate Stewart, Davey Davis in this 4-car pack that Malik Ray may not be able to catch here before the end of stage 1, but he will catch them pretty shortly after the end of stage 1 as long as we stay green. And nobody junks it here in these next 10 or 12 laps or so. Side by side, 25th. That's David Cabrera and Harry Grindell. He gets a little loose off the corner, still side by side. Heading into 1. Who's going to lift? Somebody has to. It'll be Cabrera. And Kevin McAdams going to take the high side. He'll go by. So Cabrera loses a spot after all of that.
Yeah, he loses a couple spots there, and we're currently in the buffer zone. That means that if there's a crash happening within the next 5 laps, they're going to be racing to the start-finish line to get their points positions for the stage that's on lap 40. So I don't expect there to be a caution, but who knows? You might see someone hit the wall, bounce off of it, and cause something.
Oh, you never know. Malik Ray has definitely caught this lead pack. The gap is only about a second or so, and Mercurio has really fallen off. Malik Ray is still clicking off laps. With 4 to go in stage number 1, he is really close now to Ryan Pandicio and that Joe Religano throwback from 2008, and they're side by side with Davey Davis and Chris Sweats right in front of your race leader, as he should catch him here in the next 2 laps.
Yeah, Mercurio is about a second behind, but we'll see how much that closes up once Malik Ray catches up to these 3 cars, trying to battle it out, try to stay in front of them. As we got a car right in the way, Ryan Pandicio. I can't say any names.
Pandicio, Panic at the Disco, whatever. Well, he gets by 1. So that'll now be Mercurio's problem. Davey Davis now just up the road in the Mark Martin throwback. I like it.
Oh, as Ryan Pandicio gets into the wall there. I think he might have been forced there.
By.
Oh, the leader just got into the wall there.
I don't think he hit the wall, but he definitely got close. He couldn't have gone too higher up, but I think he kept it off. Last lap, stage 1. Let's see if Malik can get by Davey Davis or if he's just going to ride around behind him. The gap is 0.8 of a second. Mercurio is closing. He was 0.3 faster that last time by. Malik is going to have to be dramatically slower here in this next half a lap in order for Mercurio to have a shot at the stage win. Here they come through turn number 3. Davey up by the wall. Malik has to lift to let him go. Malik Ray off corner number 4. He will win stage number 1 here at Darlington. Mercurio in second, and he's now right there on Malik Ray. Kevin King in third, then Colonix, Caden Rush, Logan Hilton, Ryan Doucette, Brian LaPrade, Nick Miller, and Blake Reynolds is your top 10. Focus on the battle for the lead for the time being, as Malik Ray has got company in the rearview mirror.
Yeah, and it's not helping that the car in front of him, the lapper of Davey Davis, just got the wall. He's almost
in the wall.
There.
Colonix got the wall behind. He lost a ton of time. I heard somebody slam into the outside wall, and it was 4th place. Alex Colonix in the fence in turn number 4. He's going to lose a ton of time to King and allow Caden Rush to close. And Malik Ray thought we were going to get a caution for the stage end. Ha! Oops.
Yeah, not an FTF. We stay green.
Yeah. That's Caden Rush coming onto pit road. So perhaps the floodgates have opened for green flag pit stops. He was P number 5. So Caden Rush, the first one to bite and to come onto pit road. Let's see what everybody else decides to do here. As Malik Ray, Mercurio, the top 3, make it top 5. They'll all stay out. Brian LaPrade is coming onto pit road. So it looks like we're in the window now for the first green flag stops of the day.
Yeah, lap times have slowed down. I'm seeing that for at least Malik Ray, we're starting out 29.9s, 30s, and currently we're running 31s,
Here comes Mercurio.
4s.
Second place in, third place in, and Kevin King. Nick Miller coming to pit road. Here comes Blake Bryant. No black flags across the board, at least yet, out of those that have made a green flag pit stop.
Yeah, and pin entries here is pretty tricky. It's very difficult to try to just turn it off in the corner. You're turning off in the middle 3 and 4 and trying to slow it down to 45 miles an hour to get it in there without spinning and hitting the wall.
Definitely not easy, but these guys able to do it side by side. Davey Davis and Kalanick's coming on the pit road, as this is just about everybody now on pit road for their first green flag pit stops of the day. And I would expect 4 tires and fill it with fuel, since they have 8 tires in the pits, 8 sets of tires that they can use. We got one car that missed pit road. That's Brett Poncari. He's going to go around, do a lap, try it again. I think everyone else is in this time. Sean Butler, Cozy, Seth Knoll, Jonathan Oates, David Brown. So your race leader is currently Philip McCandless. He's heading into turn number 1 as the race leader. He has yet to pit. He is one of 3 drivers that have yet to make a stop, and the other 2 are coming to pit road right now. Robert Dorman, Ryan Pandicio. So McCandless is coming in this time. He's bringing it way down the racetrack to the inside wall to get out of the way.
Better safe than sorry, I guess.
Yep, so he's in, and Brian Mercurio, with the speed on pit road, leapfrogs Malik Ray and is your race leader. Lap traffic in front of him. The Eric McClure throwback of Ryan Dalrocki and Lucas Plessel right up in front of him. Black flags for the 35 of Bunkari and Tyler Landon in the 91. Those are the only 2 black flags out of this green flag pit stop. Brian Mercurio is your race leader here at Darlington. Trouble backstretch. Seth Knoll is saying caution. Caution is out. Davey Davis is around. Caution is out for Davey Davis, and he just got the wall and couldn't save it. We'll get a replay here in a moment, but the first caution flag of the day flies for the bottom split number 7 driver, Davey Davis.
Yeah, we're going to see here on the exit, he got left and right, and just got hit by that 5 car, and that he just lost it. Was in the racing line, so had to get caution called.
Tinsley was the one that finished the job there. So Brian Mercurio is your race leader. Now, Briar LaPrade got turned in turn 1 after the caution came out. Caden Rush got into the back of him and turned him around. This was right after the caution flag came out. Going into turn number 1, Caden just drove it in there too deep. Briar lifted, Caden didn't, and that turned him around. But again, that was while we were already under caution. Some pitting, some staying out. We'll go to a break. We'll recap it when we come back. Here from Darlington, Brian Mercurio, your leader in the FTF Southern 400. back here at Darlington, you saw the choose cone. With that lovely camera work from Zach Johnson. The oops, I forgot the choose cone camera. We should be coming to 1 lap to green here. This time by, lights still on in the pace car. Brian Mercurio leads this race. And you have the top 16 that stayed out under this caution and on relatively fresh tires. And then the rest who pitted under this caution and are on completely fresh tires for this restart.
Yeah, not only that, it looks like Lucas Plessel was the wave around. He got his lap back, and Wyatt Tinsley was given the EOL penalty, so we'll focus in on that.
Yep, Tinsley given the EOL for causing the crash with Davey Davis to bring out this first caution. So 52 laps are complete here at Darlington. Lap 90 is the magic number for stage number 2, just shy of halfway. Malik Ray led the opening 40 laps, won stage 1, and then the green flag pit stops began. The caution came right after green flag pit stops came to a close. Mercurio was able to leapfrog Malik Ray on pit road to run the green flag pit stops. It's Mercurio and Ray in a flip-flop here on the front row. And Mercurio's going. Green flag, we're back underway here from Darlington.
Yeah, great start by Brian Mercurio. He's going to clear. Malik Ray is going to be single file, but meanwhile behind him there's a crash.
Wyatt Tinsley turned around. Huge crash. David Brown, Seth Noel, Kevin King involved, David Cabrera, Tyler Landon. That's not Tyler Landon. Caden Rush, Landon Mills, the 04, Dylan Basin. Caution flag is out for a big crash in turn number 1. Wyatt Tinsley was the first car to get turned sideways. No, it wasn't. I thought it was.
It was Seth.
It was a black car. It was Seth Noel. Got turned by David Brown. Here's the replay. Kevin McAdams, nowhere to go. Cosman piled it on in. And there you see, just a little bit of contact, and the track is completely blocked. Just because there is one lane. It's the outside. So when they're wrecking on the outside, and you're trying to get up to speed, you've got nowhere to go.
Yeah, nowhere to go. It's hard to tell. It looks like David Brown was given the EOL for the penalty, so he's going to be given the blame. But to be honest, Seth kind of squeezed him pretty hard. Looking at him compared to the other drivers, he was pretty low on the entry of turn 1 when everyone else was trying to be up next to the wall, and that just caused a bunch of junk, bunch of wrecked cars.
Well, I think he was trying to slow down to fit in line behind Frisch and just couldn't quite do it because David Brown was there. And he thought maybe he was going to get in there, but David Brown stuck it in the hole and was there to turn Seth Noel around. Blake Reynolds may have gotten a piece of that. I think Breyer made it through. Alex Kolinick's got a piece. As I mentioned, the 04, that's Dylan Basin, not Tyler Landon. I'm getting numbers screwed around. Kevin King in that. He was up in the top 4 for much of this race early on. Caden Rush got a piece piled in the back at Kevin King's. That's 2 out of the top 5 before the caution flag involved in this wreck. So there's your big accident. Brian Mercurio continues to lead, though. We got to go to restart. Was able to scoot out in front of Malik Ray.
Yeah. Brian Araki is going to be the wave around. He'll get his lap back. Currently 34 drivers on the lead lap. But we'll see how long that lasts with all these damaged cars.
Depends on if we get any green flag runs. Choosing here this time through turn 2.
Yeah, they're using the blue exit cone on turn 2. Pretty tight on the inside for them.
There we go. The Justin Malillo made graphic for the drivers' meeting.
Great blimp cam action right here.
I love the cars in the parking lot. The sentient camera.
It's the shaky hands of the cameraman there in the blimp.
Yeah, that's it. How low is our budget? Low.
We have a budget? Coming to one to go.
Yep. And once again, Mercurio choosing the inside line. Malik Ray back up on the outside line. All right. Half a lap to green. Not even, a little closer now. Mercurio on the inside, Malik Ray on the outside. Mercurio going already. Green flag back in the air. Back underway.
Yeah, same story again. Brian Mercurio and Malik Ray, while everyone behind him is double wide. So far, so good. Not seeing any kind of crashing or action. Oh, there's crashing.
Trouble.
One car.
Big wreck again. Off turn 2. Caution flag is out. Nick Miller around. Third caution of the day, and Nick Miller got some help from Logan Hilton as Malik Ray has parked the car. Malik Ray was in second spot and I think just unplugged the computer from the wall.
Yeah, he manually disconnected. I don't know.
Nick
Maybe he
Miller
has something
getting
better to do.
turned. Yeah, maybe.
Might be time for a clubbing.
I don't know, Ben. Do you think Miller came down or Hilton came up or just a racing deal there? What do you think from the admin perspective?
I think Logan Hilton came up. That's how I would call it. But we'll see. Justin's going to say it is a racing deal. So I can see that as well. 19 was kind of hugging the inside there. Logan Hilton was there. He just kind of clipped the inside and went up. But yeah, I would say it's on both.
Cautions breed cautions, I guess, here at Darlington.
Yep. Philip C. McCandless getting a wave around. So he's going to be
back on the lead lap.
Yep.
He got trapped a lap down because of that second caution, that first caution rather, that came out after he pitted to finish the cycle around of green flag pit stops.
So Jake, did you know Darlington is a city located in Darlington County, South Carolina?
Oh brother, here we go.
In 2010, its population was a measly 6,289.
Yeah.
You could fit 10 times their population in the stands here.
I don't know if they would really want to come here, but sure.
Darlington is known for its Darlington oak and Spanish moss. Darlington is home to the famous Darlington Raceway, which hosts an annual NASCAR Southern 500 race.
No kidding.
It's also the site of the National Motorsports Press Association Hall of Fame. It is also the center for tobacco farming.
Shocker.
they're choosing this time. Darlington is located 10 miles northwest of Florence and 76 miles northeast of the state capital, Columbia.
Columbiana? What?
Columbiana. There's a Columbiana County here in Ohio, so I'm used to saying that. Leader choose the inside, the 2 and 3 choose the outside. Originally a heavily wooded area, the settlement of what is now Darlington County began in earnest after 1738 and 1737, when the province of South Carolina set aside a vast area of land for the Welsh Baptist of Delaware.
So you're telling me we could have had Dover too, but here?
This Welsh tract bordered both sides of the P.D. River. Spelled P-E-E-D-E-E River. For almost 30 years, settlers concentrated on the banks and the small tributaries of the P.D. River, beginning in the 1760s and continuing in the 1770s. Other groups slowly made their way into the present-day Darlington.
So are we just reading off the Wikipedia page here? Or?
I am definitely not reading off the Wikipedia page of Darlington, South Carolina, a city in South Carolina, United States.
That's kind of what I thought. All right, well, this is turn 2. Half a lap to green.
Did you know that TNT used to host NASCAR races?
I think I did see something about that, yeah. And wasn't their lead guy, like, fired because he was cursing up a storm in a hotel lobby? All right, nonetheless. It's magic, he disappeared! And anyway, here's Brian Mercurio, Ryan Doucette in the front row. Mercurio on the gas, green flag back underway from Darlington. They make it off turn 2 without any incident.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say anything until the exit of turn 2, but so far so good. So seeing a lot of double file
as... counter-F! Put in the wall!
Oh,
Blake
my
Bryant.
God.
They saved it! Here comes Logan Hilton. Sean Butler got a little sideways. He's able to hold on. Still side by side for third, and nobody giving an inch. This isn't going to work. Contact further back. Double. Alan Bowes is around. He saved it. Tyler Gary got into Bowes, and now Gary is sideways. He saves it off the corner. We're still green. Oh, man, and Logan Hilton almost turned around Blake Bryant coming off turn 4, too.
Yeah, Blake Bryant should have definitely been right rear there into the wall. There's no way he should have saved that. I'm guessing he's running 210 on the wheel.
Everybody single file for the most part. Got a couple of modifieds there in the background, but it's still Bryant and Hilton side by side. Hilton on the outside now, and Hilton blows by him. Here comes Cozy. He goes to the top. Sean's going to try the same thing, but the door is slammed shut by Blake Bryant. Treble, turn 1. Dylan Basin in the wall. Harry Crindell in the wall. Still green. Everybody down on the apron. We're all good. This isn't NASCAR. We don't throw cautions for cars in the wall. That's why we're going to have 400 cautions tomorrow. Here's Cozy trying to get by Logan Hilton. Can't quite do it. This is for 4th.
He's there. He's on the inside. He makes that pass.
Blake Bryant peeking back underneath. Can't quite get there, but he's close.
as the field starts separating. Everyone seems to be calming down here.
Dylan Basin on pit road, that thing all torn up. Oh, Blake Bryant got really loose there off 4. Able to hold on. Blake Reynolds, Brian LaPrade, you see right there, fighting for position number 10.
Here's an onboard.
Go ahead.
Here's an onboard camera. It's pretty difficult to drive here. You pretty much go full throttle here into the entry of turn 1 and turn 2. You might have to lift for the exit if you're having a tight car, which again, these setups are tight. Something different with these next-gen cars, you might hear it, is whenever you go down here, you might hear a shift down the 4th gear because we got 5 gears here, just to get a better exit out of turn 4 here, and then shift back up the 5th gear.
19 to go in stage 2. Blake Bryant, Sean Butler battling for 6th. Oh my gosh, look out. Cosman almost. Okay, good, we did catch that. That was scary. Cosman lifted and almost got wrecked by 3 different cars.
It's getting close back there.
Yeah.
Seems like the hard battling is like for 20th on back. Everyone else is pretty single filed out.
Well, it's those guys that are up to full speed that are just trapped back there that are trying to get by the cars that have way too much damage. And then there's Seth Knoll with no hood, blowing by guys with all 4 fenders attached to the race car. I haven't hit anything. Seth Knoll back in the 39th spot. He's a couple laps down.
It's driving good.
That's what you want to believe.
Oh, as in front of him, Tyler Lannon just caught the wall. That's going to let Oates get a position on him.
Well, Lannon is also laps down. He's 2 down. Knoll is 3 down. Dylan Basin is 6 laps down. He's still on pit road. Malik Ray, Kevin Kincaid, and Roche, they are all out.
Malik Ray wasn't damaged. It was just
Bored.
Cautions happened.
Yep. And since he's left, we've had no cautions, even though he hasn't been in a single caution tonight. Just say.
"77 laps in the bag here."
No. 75, now 76. ORN math. Loud and proud here.
77 laps in the bag here. If you weren't focused on the lapper.
We're on lap 77 now.
Yep. Now 78.
Now, no.
We're on lap 78, which
We're
means
on lap
77
78,
laps
which
are in
means
the
we've
bag.
completed 77 laps.
Mm-hmm.
The lap we're on is the lap that we still need to complete. That's why at the end of the race, and we're on lap 183, the race isn't over. They need to finish the lap.
I don't know what you're talking about, Jake, because lap 78 has just been completed.
Yes, you're right. We're on lap 79. 78 laps are complete. It took me 17 years to figure this crap out. You would think I know it. Got a line of cars from 7th on back. Blake Bryant, Alex Kolonix, Frisch, Brian LaPrade, Blake Reynolds, Wyatt Tinsley, Alan Bowes all back here in this choo-choo train. How about the battle for 4th? Logan Hilton, Michael Cozy Jr. Side by side into 3. Cozy holds on the top.
Yeah, he's going to get the better exit there.
Ten to go to the end of stage number 2. Mercurio with just about a 2-second lead.
We got a couple of new faces here in the top 10 now. We got Ryan Doucette. He started P12. Cozy came up from P19. Logan Hilton came from 13th. Sean Butler doing great so far. P5 currently started 13th. Or, I'm sorry, started P26.
Throwing back to his 87 car and Sean Butler, which he ran, earlier today.
Behind him, we got a train of cars stuck behind Blake Bryant.
Yeah. Looks like we're at a super speedway the way these guys are single file running the outside. Just trying to get by this 07 of Blake Bryant.
Oh, shout out to Michael P. Frisch. He started 36. He's currently in the top 10 now. As we got a
Here
pass
we
one
go.
on Blake Bryant.
Oh my! What is Frisch doing? He just stopped in the middle of the straightaway, and now they're side by side with Bryant and Kolonix.
So while we're watching this train, Jacob, is there anything coming up on FTF.gg?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I have no idea. And the eNASCAR qualifying iRacing series is this Thursday. This Thursday? Yes, this upcoming Thursday, the 12th at 9 o'clock. The Rockingham 508 is 2 weeks, a week and a half, basically. I believe the heats are on Tuesday the 17th, and then the big race for charity is on Wednesday the 18th. Apparently we're doing that. I've been given nothing formal or anything about that, other than I know it's happening, and Blake McCandless is putting it together. Full field. Dale Earnhardt Jr., Anthony Alfredo, all involved. More than $800 raised for the Dale Jr. Foundation so far from this race. The FTF is back in a week at Kansas. Woo. I assume Winsdale is running somewhere tomorrow on Mother's Day, but I've got no clue because Zach hasn't told me. And that's what's coming up here on FTF GG.
Woo.
Winsdale is off until June. Okay, cool. So Winsdale's doing nothing. Brian LaPrade almost putting Blake Bryant in the wall, and he may still not be done off 4.
Yeah, Blake Bryant's just been slowing up this train right here, and everyone's getting impatient and wants to get around.
Oh, Kolonix! That ain't gonna work. They saved it. And Blake Reynolds is gonna lose a ton of time because Kolonix is right in the way. Whoa!
Yeah, Blake Reynolds almost lost it there on the exit of turn 2.
You almost turned it.
Stuff's getting interesting here. Meanwhile, we're in the buffer zone.
Yep. We are on 2 to go. Mercurio with a 1.9 second lead. Earlier when I said 2 second lead, I lied. I was looking at the wrong position. It was only about 1 second then, so he's broken it out now to almost 2 seconds. And remember, we will stay green after the stage is said and done. Kolonix, pressure from Blake Reynolds to the inside. Last lap in stage number 2. Reynolds still side by side with Kolonix to turn 1. Bose right there as well as Wyatt Tinsley. They figure it out. Here comes Mercurio through 3 and 4. He's in the wall. He's going now. He bounced it off the wall in turn 3. But he makes it work. Brian Mercurio wins stage 2 at Darlington. And then Bryant gets passed by Reynolds, and here comes everybody. Kolonix to the inside. Trying to get there.
They're banging.
Oh, they're driving good. Here comes Bose. He's going to push the 07 into 3. Kolonix hasn't given up. Oh, in the wall goes Bryant. Kolonix gets the spot. Here comes Bose. He gets the spot. Here comes Wyatt Tinsley. He's going to get the spot. And now Frisch. He'll just stay in line. That Dale Jr. throwback. At least I hope that's a Dale Jr. throwback.
Yeah, it looks like it. Looks like a throwback to the National Guard scheme.
Oh, crap. Road to Pro is at Kansas. FTF is at Chicagoland. We talked about that pre-race, and I still forgot.
These things
That's right. We're going to Chicagoland next week. The sheet's right. I'm wrong. Go figure. This is what happens when we don't have an upcoming graphic. Hashtag blame Zach.
Zach currently cussing up a storm at Jacob right now.
Middle finger thrown my way.
Michael P. Frisch getting the position on Blake Bryan, who's just fallen back like a rock.
Here's Frank D'Angelo side by side with Jordan Kuntz. That is for 17th. Oh, he turned it! Oh, goes Kuntz! He saved it! D'Angelo's turned Kuntz around, but he gets back in control of the race car. And he's going to lose another spot to Rabideau, and that's it. Here comes some more trouble now. Cook to the inside. McCandless is there. He lifts. Dylan Basin gets a little squirrely trying to avoid.
Got a car in front of the wall. That's Rabideau.
Cook down in the bottom. I can't believe Kuntz held on to that race car. What a save.
He just drifted it there and drifted up the track. Thankfully, no one hit him. As we got another car drifting out.
Oh, that's a lapper.
Turn 1 and 2.
That's Cabrera. Around on the apron. He's off the racing surface. He was just trying to get out of the way and lost it on his own. We stay green. Kuntz has sorted it out now. Here comes Lannon. Basin. I'll get it right. With Wetz right behind. We'll eventually get in a window here for green flag pit stops. If they don't wreck first.
They're trying.
Yeah, I know. Oh, Chris Wetz just bounced it off the fence, coming off 4.
They seem to be really loose on exit of turn 2 and turn 4.
I think that's just because the banking goes away. Doucette has pitted, by the way.
Yeah,
so by green flag pit stops, I mean now. Cabrera just missed pit road. Blake Bryant is on pit road. Mercurio is on pit road. So your race leader has pitted. Pit stops are rolling here at Darlington.
Leader's coming in now.
Yep, here comes Cozy. Conrath. Actually, Cozy stays out. Conrath coming in, though. And they're just praying now that we're able to stay green long enough that they can cycle back around. Logan Hilton going to pit this time. Brian LaPrade just said he's going to run somebody over. I think he was talking about Logan Hilton. I see. Move Breyer into second as Hilton comes onto pit road. Trouble back straightaway. It is Chris Wetz. We stay green. He got the wall coming off the corner, spun it down to the inside, and ricocheted back up the racetrack. Thankfully, there was nobody coming. Still green. It was a hard hit for Wetz, but we keep racing under this green flag pit cycle.
Yeah, he also missed pit lane, so he's going to have to do another lap with a broken tire.
Cozy's around. Trying to get to pit road. He biffed it. He's on to pit road now. But he just lost a lot of time. He just lost it all by himself. More people pitting. Bose is in. Blake Reynolds going to be coming in. Chris Wetz, who had that crash, he's on pit road now. Tinsley, Kolonix, Mills, Nick Miller, Frank DeAngelis, Corey Cook, Ryan Naraki, David Brown, Lucas Plessel have all stayed out. I think it'll be Doucette that'll get back out in front here. He's got 0.8 of a second over Mercurio when things cycle around. So once again, when the leader pits second, they get passed. They're going to have to pit at least one more time to make it to the end. Here comes Kolonix.
That makes Landon Mills the leader currently.
Corey Cook going to come onto pit road as well. Everybody else staying out for the moment. Plessel going to come in this time. Landon Mills, your race leader, coming in this time. There you see Mercurio. He'll come back around in the second position because Doucette is in front of him. There you see him. The gap, 0.9 of a second between those two. DeAngelis, Mills on pit road. Nick Miller takes the lead. Plessel on pit road as well. Here you see Miller. Just got passed by Helton. Here comes Breyer to the inside. Trouble back straightaway. Trouble, Rabideau, multiple cars. Seth Knoll involved. Caution flag is out. Seth Knoll, Nathan Rabideau. Caution flag number 4. It was Knoll that got the wall. Rabideau got in the back of him, and they went hard into the inside wall. Seth Knoll almost upside down.
Yeah, looking here at the replay, Seth Knoll just bounces off the wall, can't control it, goes down, and kills Nathan Rabidabadoo.
I mean, a hard hit. Rabidabba, don't do that ever again. Ugh. Both cars, trash heaps, on board with Knoll. Couldn't tell you the last guy that flipped to Darlington. Maybe Richard Petty in 1970. Trying to be the first one in FTF here tonight.
It was close.
Dave Blaney has killed the first Noel. Under caution for the fourth? I think fourth time tonight here at Darlington. And now you're not going to have everybody cycled around. Here comes Miller. Here comes Nalraki. Let's see if the people that just pitted decide to stay out. And they do.
Yeah, so some people are going to be trapped a lap down here. It's going to be interesting. We're going to have to see through the order.
I think some of these guys are going to get waved around, which should be Blake Reynolds on up. No, Bo's on up. So Bose, Tinsley, Frisch, Cozy, Blake Bryant, Tyler Gary, Dorman, Oates, Kuntz, Davey Davis, Mills, Pandicio, DeAngelis, Cook, and Cosman, I think, should all get back on the lead lap.
Meanwhile, if we go ahead and rewind it back a little bit, we got a Tillin Basin into the barrels.
He's gone home in shame and embarrassment. And,
here's a replay.
4 times a little upset. Oh no.
Probably should have ran a Matt Kenseth scheme instead of a Jimmy Johnson scheme.
Oh, man. Oh, we did it on purpose.
Sure.
Okay, well, all right. We're under caution here at Darlington. We'll step aside. We'll get a restart and a recap of everything from pit road when we come back. Don't stay... oh, God. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere. Go to commercial. I'm done. I quit. Oh, did that make it onto the broadcast? Okay, well, hi, how we doing? We're under caution. I think Justin Malone needs about 40 of those. It's just Coke, don't worry, but we're under caution. Yeah, this race, has fallen apart in the last 5 minutes. We're under caution. Justin Melillo is the lone man in the scorer's box this evening, and I think he's ready to rip his hair out. We're having some scoring issues, trying to sort everything out.
Yeah, we have lappers trying to play some games and trying to gain some laps that they weren't deserved, so no, we got to have someone look into it and confirm that or not, so that just means more laps under caution for you.
Where's Josh Mendoza when you need him? I wish we could listen in to Justin right now and listen in to everybody. Why don't we talk with Kevin? All right, let's not talk with Kevin. And Sean's not in the Discord, so we can't bully him. There's like nobody here. Sure, let's talk with Jotes. Bill Lester himself.
Hello.
Jonathan Oates, how we doing?
Confused. How you doing?
That makes all of us, I think. So, how's the night going so far?
Well, it was going pretty good, and then I had to slow down a bunch for like a wreck, and now I kind of, all right, I'll admit it, I tried to cheat the system because I figured if I pitted under closed pits, right? Okay, no one's shutting up. I was figuring, you know, if I could pit while the pits are closed, and it would give me an EOL, and I could stay on the lead lap. But then I was on pit road, and Kevin said we can't do that, and so I just kind of kept driving, and now it's telling me to let Tyler Gary by. So that's my life. How's it going in the booth?
I just wish I could see Justin Melillo's face right now.
Oh yeah, I feel bad for him because.
Yeah. Otherwise, why the throwback to Bill Lester?
Oh, so the reason I threw back to him is that I've been, well, I didn't finish it, but I was reading a book about his story, like, in life and his journey through racing, and I thought it was really cool, and I liked the paint scheme, so I figured I'd do it. And he also grew up near me, so I figured, you know, it'd be a nice little tie-in to do. The paint scheme's nice as well, so pretty historic as well. Thought it'd be cool to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any plans to win the race tonight if we get back going?
You know, we'll see.
Well, I guess
I'm gonna try.
Now.
Am I? No, I'm on the lead lap.
I'm following the pace car. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Jonathan Oates, 20th on the lead lap.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Scoring shows you 20th at least.
Yeah.
You're 21st now. You're somewhere on the lead lap.
I'm hanging in there, you know?
Are you gonna win? Do you think you have a shot to win?
Sure. Why not?
All right, well, I wish I had more questions for you. Ben, do you have anything? We're not going green anytime soon, so...
We're one to go.
Well, I think Justin forgot to extend it again. Because he's still sorting things out, and the field is in turn 3 right now.
Are they in turn 3?
I'm in turn 1. The corners are the same. They are in... no, they're in 2.
Thanks for talking to us, Oates.
Hey, no problem. I want to give a shout out to Michael Frisch and Blake Reynolds. I made their throwbacks. I hope one of them wins.
Hell yeah.
You got a shot. All right. Where are we, Bill? All right. It's only right since we're using the TNT throwbacks. We're supposedly coming to green this time. Garrett Conrath has fallen out of the server. He was on the lead lap at one point. Pace car is in. We're going. Mercurio on the gas, green flag. Ryan Rocky, where did he come from? He's in second. David Brown was in third. He wasn't there for long because here comes the 188 of Brian LaPrade. Logan Hilton up there as well, and this is not going to end well.
Yeah, some of these cars are damaged, and on the lead lap, so it's going to be pretty interesting. We got some movement going on in the back. So far, everyone's kept it straight.
Doucette got way out there down the back straightaway. Here they come through 3. Double wide, solid. Whew. Doucette and Nick Miller side by side. That was close. Doucette gets in line. Around in the back door of David Brown. As LaPrade is in second, but he's got a long way to go now to catch Brian Mercurio, who has been...
Oh, the wrecking.
Oh, trouble! David Brown, Doucette into the wall hard. Caution flag is out. 2-car incident. Racing inside the top 5. And Doucette, his luck runs out. We'll get a replay. Just got to the inside. Oh, no, he did just hit him. He tried to get to the inside of him.
Yeah,
Just
we're going to
missed.
see it on the replay here. I think Doucette just tried to send it on the inside and just thought he was clear enough to go the inside, and he wasn't, and wrecked them both.
Caution number 5, I think. Here's Rocky and Cozy side by side for position number 6. Cozy gets the launch off.
So far, the top 7, 8, 9 now are single file. Nope, not anymore.
Oh, there they go. Rocky.
Save it.
Nick Stewart saves it. They all
They're driving
saved
good.
it.
They're driving
That's
good.
impossible. Oh, DeAngelis.
More.
Oh, into David Brown. Big crash on the back straightaway. Bryant's involved. The 91 of Tyler Lannon. Alex Kolinick's involved. I think Kevin got a piece of it. That wreck took all day. Oof. Caution number 6.
Hey, Zach, are they able to hear us now?
Were we really muted?
Okay. Yes, we were muted.
Wow. Wow.
Just for that, subscribe to the Ben Crazy.
Incredible. All right, well, they wrecked big. People aren't happy. Justin's trying to explain why they needed a caution there, and it wasn't for the initial stuff. It was because they wadded it up halfway down the back straightaway. All right, well.
Can currently hear the blood vessels popping out of Justin Melillo's neck at the moment.
He is regretting waking up this morning, I think.
Nate Stewart is currently getting the earful.
I wish you could hear what's going on right now. That was fantastic.
But if we want to, let's go back to the wreck here. It looks like Frank DeAngelis kind of got lost. Went back and forth, and that's what caused the crash there.
Yep. Well, Zach already showed the replay, and that's when we found out they couldn't hear us. So, yeah.
Brian Mercurio currently leads.
Still, yep.
Nothing but peace and love, Davey.
We love Davey Davis. I believe he's parked the car and done for the night, but... Oh, maybe not. Unless I'm blind. Davey, yeah, he's not on the racetrack right now, but...
Currently choosing this time.
Sean Butler has fallen out.
I believe Sean was already a lap down, so if he does come back and there's another caution, he should be able to keep that position, if I remember correctly.
I love the zoom out there, Zach. That was cool. And then the pan to get the cone center on the screen. Way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Professional.
So an eventful last 10 laps here. With crashes and trying to figure out the running order, and lappers trying to get laps back that they weren't supposed to be getting. Looks like we're extending this caution here.
Well, we should get one to green here.
There we go.
So since they didn't hear it the first time, how's the Ben Crazy doing?
The Ben Crazy's going good. Mooncar is the thing. Check out Mooncar. We might be doing something with Mooncar lights, so if you're looking into racing soon, just be checking out on that. Look it on Twitter. There might be some new videos coming out on YouTube under the Ben Crazy, other than making fun of YouTubers, so be prepared to check that out.
Yeah, I know Don Connolly was in chat earlier and asked how am I doing. We're doing. Semester's done. Emmy reel has been submitted. We'll see what happens. Here we go. Mercurio on the inside, Brian LaPrade on the outside for the restart. Green flag, Mercurio, he's been going early all night long. Gets a good launch there, and he's got the lead. He's clear by 2 car lengths going into turn number 1.
Yeah, so it's P2 Brian LaPrade's single wide as everyone behind him's trying to figure it out. So far, so good. No one has wrecked it off the exit so far, and we've stayed clean. Leaders entering turn 3 now.
Single file pretty much through the top 10. First side-by-side battles between 26 and 26. Tyler Gary and Kevin McAdams, who's a modified, running 13th right now.
We got a storm cloud over Darlington at the moment, so sun's trying to peek out now.
I think those are just called clouds, Ben.
Nah, it's a storm cloud. Look how dark it is.
They're called clouds. If it was a storm cloud, it'd be raining and we'd be crashing. I mean, we're crashing as it is, but we'd be crashing more.
Doesn't have to rain to be a storm cloud.
What? Brian LaPrade has been the closest to Brian Mercurio than anybody's been to Brian Mercurio all day long.
Yeah,
Trying
he's
to apply
there.
the pressure.
Let's see how he goes on the entry of turn 1. He is on that rear bumper. Let's see if he gets a good exit here. He kind of backs it up in the turn 2. Tries to get that good exit, but he is still there. Now the hard part is just trying to pass.
Brian was the fastest car on the racetrack that last time by. We'll see how he is here coming off corner number 4. Blake Reynolds in 3rd. It's Coke Series 1, 2, 3. Here in FTF, that last time by. Mercurio just a tick faster, but not enough to really widen the gap. Here they come off turn 2.
Yeah, dirty air does play a factor here, unfortunately, with iRacing. So Brian LaPrade has not only the car in front of him to try to pass, but also fighting that dirty air that Brian Mercurio is generating.
Somebody was just drifting it off turn 2 there a lap ago. I don't know what that was about. That was DeAngelis, I think. Still focused on this battle for the lead with Brian LaPrade and Brian Mercurio.
Here he comes. He's looking on the inside.
Let's see what he can do.
There.
One. Mercurio
Trying to get that slide draft.
Here we go. Who's going to lift? Nobody.
No one.
And they made it work. Briar's not clear. Now he is. Brian LaPrade at the front at Darlington.
Now is Brian going to try to go to the inside? He does. He needs to suck that air off of the rear end.
The crossover. Blake Reynolds right behind. So is Logan Hilton. Briar going to carry the momentum off the high side. He's got it. Brian LaPrade to the front. Wyatt Tinsley blinking a little bit back there in P5. Behind Logan Hilton. Now the battle for second. Mercurio almost got the wall. Reynolds had to back off.
Yeah, it's pretty clear that Brian Mercurio is slower than these drivers. He might start forming a train here pretty soon with the cars behind him trying to get around him as fast as possible, trying to keep up with Briar.
You gotta wonder if... Oh, Logan Hilton just got the wall off 4 there. You gotta wonder maybe if Mercurio is saving his stuff, and that's why Briar was able to stick with him and then get by him. Just because he thinks they're probably going to go for a long run. They are going to have to pit again here before this thing is said and done. They will have to make one more stop.
Yeah, I don't know if it's worth saving it because you're going to be pitting. You can pit early and get those 4 fresh tires and do it that way. You could also pit later. So I don't know if saving the tires would really do anything here.
Well, oh, trouble! DeAngelis in the wall, back straightaway. Multiple cars involved. Ryan Pandisio also involved. Caution flag is out as the leaders come off turn number 2. Frank DeAngelis and Ryan panic at the disco. This wreck had been going on for quite a while. Pandisio just got loose off the corner, and then it took a long time for DeAngelis to pile it on in. That really should have been just a single car wreck. DeAngelis just couldn't avoid the car, stopped off the racing line. Here's the replay. You see Pandisio just got loose, coming down the racetrack on the brakes, and DeAngelis came all the way down the racetrack to basically hit him. He tried to avoid him. We'll see it on this angle. There, Pandisio did lose. Tyler Landon did the same thing up in front. He was able to save it, and crap, into the wall.
It's just one of those things where your brain tells you you need to turn left to get out of the way, and then
Yep.
you just keep turning and keep turning and keep turning.
You forget how much room is on your outside that you could take advantage of. Oops.
Here's an onboard. Just,
Pit road is open, and it is a very busy place. Everybody except for Alan Bowes is on pit road. And getting service here, I don't think they can make it. It'll be close. If they've only been able to make it about 45 laps before, we are about 45 laps away once we get the restart.
yeah, I think if cautions keep on coming out, they should be good. The thing is whether it would be smart later on if there is a caution midway through from now to the end, if it would be better.
Tyler Gary,
Tires.
strategery, 2 tires, and that's it. Gary wins the race off pit road. Then it's Breyer and Mercurio, your top 3.
It's going to be interesting. We'll see how it works out for him.
Yeah. Cole Woody stayed out. He's coming in now. Alan Bowes continues to stay out. He will be your race leader when we get back to the restart.
Choosing this time.
Mm-hmm.
So Alan Bowes going to choose the outside. Tyler Gary with the old tires, or at least 2 pairs of old tires, going to be on the inside. That's going to be very interesting. It's going to be hard to tell how that car is going to handle. I don't think anybody's taken 2 tires yet this whole entire race except for him.
Right. We'll get one to go here this time by. And we do get it. So Bowes and Gary will lead us to the restart. Bowes on 21 lap old tires, make it 22 lap old tires. Gary with fresh right side tires, and that's it.
Everyone else on brand new tires.
I think that strategy call from Gary is bold for sure.
Well, Alan Bowes with 0 tires is bolder.
Well, but I think Bowes is thinking, well, this isn't going to work. I'll fall back. I'll get a caution and then pit. For Gary, I don't know what he thinks is going to make that work. because if he pits, then he's wasting tires and track position. If he stays out, he's going to sink through the field like a rock. So I'm not sure where Gary thinks this is going to work. Here we go. Pace car is in.
We're going to find out.
Bose and Gary will lead us down to the restart, and they're not going to take off in the middle of 4. Oh, yes, they will. Green flag. And Gary got an awful restart down there on the inside. Here comes Breyer around the outside. Not quite clear with Gary, but he's going to get there now. Here comes Blake Reynolds around the outside. He's going to take the 3rd spot, or at least try to, from Gary coming off the corner.
Yeah, Blake Reynolds had a really good run there. He's now in P3. Now the battle is between Gary and the cars above him, trying to get around him as fast as possible.
It's just get out of the way, Tyler Gary. That's the game we're playing right now. With 42 laps to go. Nick Miller had a lot of pressure from Cozy. He's able to hold him off, at least for the time being. Here they come off corner number 2, and now the Gary's in line. He seems okay. Nick Miller, look out. What a save. Coming back up.
Ton of positions there.
And he has damage now on the right side of his race car. More damage than he did a lap ago. 41 laps to go. Make it, 41.
Oh, another car
man.
almost losing it in the back.
That's Blake. No, Phillip McCandless. 50-50 shot. I know they're identical, but one of them's not here. Tinsley getting another connection warning.
I tell you, once it got single filed, Gary is keeping pace up with everyone else around him. It's going to be interesting to see how long that lasts, though.
Once he got it up to speed, he was okay. It was just on that initial start, he didn't get going, and he was on the struggle bus going through on that opening lap, but he's figured it out now.
Yeah, I tell you, in fact, Logan Hilton might be holding him up. He might be looking to pass him here pretty soon.
Yeah, he's really backed off. Got Cozy right behind as well as Frisch. Inside, 40 to go. Here at Darlington. Oh, here comes LaPrade for the lead on Alan Bose. Side by side into 1.
He sends it.
Got it. 188 back out in front. That puts a gap now between LaPrade and Blake Reynolds, who's stuck in 2nd. Mercurio stuck in 3rd. That's what Breyer wants to see.
Yeah, and Alan Bose doesn't have any tires, so again, Blake Reynolds and Brian Mercurio wants to get around that Alan Bose machine as fast as they can. It's not going to happen this lap.
Blake tried it, got on the apron and almost lost it. Here comes Mercurio to the inside, side by side for 3rd, maybe no. Reynolds drove it in too deep and holds on. But Breyer's already broken away by about half a second to Reynolds. Where's the best spot to pass here to get by this 55 if you can set him up?
Nowhere really. You have to either wait on a mistake, wait for him to get in the wall, or enter inside the either turn 1 or turn 3 a little too hard, and trying to hoping that they screw up the exit so you can get a good run on the exit so they can get in there and try to dive it into the entries of the turns. It's pretty easy to hold up and cause a train behind you.
Here's Mercurio. Inside for 3rd, won't do it. Bose is only about a 10th slower than Reynolds. And Reynolds is driving the wheels off that thing trying to get by.
Yeah, the train is starting to form there. You can see right in the middle of the corner. Alan Bose is just really slow there.
Caution. Ryan Pandicio hand-graded the car on the back straightaway, but he's still rolling. The caution is for Seth Noel upside down.
Oh.
What the heck? He got turned by Alex Kolonix and then space forced by, I think that's Cosman? Yes. And Seth Noel is now turtled on the apron in turn number 1. Contact with Kolonix, and then Cosman sends him up and over.
So what was that about the last time a car's been upside down here at Darlington?
This is it. Unbelievable.
Yeah, Kolonix just got into the side of him.
Yeah, EOL for Kolonix. Oof. Noel's car got stuck into the outside wall. He hit the wall head on, and it just stuck. It slowed him down, and then Cosman just hit him, and up and over he goes. Can we get an onboard with the one, please?
I don't know.
Hang on.
I want to see that. Ugh.
Up and into the fence yet, too. And then the underworld. The blue sky underneath the racetrack. So pits are open and everybody is back on pit road.
Fresh tires is going to be king here to finish it up.
Mercurio wins the race off. Then Landon Mills, who takes 2. Mercurio also took 2. Cozy took 2. LaPrade takes 4 tires and comes off in 4th. Oh, Cozy sped on pit road. Cozy's going to the back. Landon Mills sped. He's going to the back. So that puts LaPrade back in 2nd. After all of that, LaPrade goes from 1st to 4th to 2nd, all under pit road.
Speeding.
There it is. Choose cone here this time. Landon Mills just got a black flag for passing under the yellow. Okay, well that's been cleared. As Mills comes back onto pit road. As does Cozy.
Yeah, might as well fill it up since you got the penalty.
Yep.
Leader takes the inside this time. I believe the last couple times Leader's actually taken the outside, so we'll see how this strategy works out. I don't think it really matters just because of how big of a jump the leader gets.
Right. Well, Mercurio has taken the bottom when he's been the leader, I think, every time, so.
Once we get 1 to go, these cars will, in front of them, will wave around, get their lap back around the pace car. "26 cars, or I'm sorry, 25 cars on the lead lap. 26 Alex Kolonix is the first car a lap down. He was, of course, the cause of the last caution.
Yep. We'll get a restart with 29 laps to go. So they're going to make it the rest of the way?
Well, they don't have to pit anymore, but whether or not there's going to be a yellow That's a bigger story. We got some broken cars in the middle of the pack here, so there might be one fairly quick.
Mercurio and LaPrade. Mercurio goes early, as he normally does. Green flag. And now Breyer has to try and chase him down. The gap is a car length going to turn one. Oh, Bose gets through by Blake Reynolds. Into the wall. Nate Stewart piles in. Cautions out. Jonathan Oates gets turned around.
More people
He
get
gets
involved.
hit by Jordan Kuntz. Caution flag is out once again. Alan Bose, he was on fresh tires this time. Still, he gets turned around and the caution flag comes right back out. Blake Reynolds got in the back of him, turned him around.
Yeah, that one's going to be on Blake Reynolds. He was on the inside.
Blake Reynolds,
Just dumped
EOL. Here's the replay. Oates got turned around off the bumper of Nick Miller. Just kind of as a reaction, trying to avoid the wreck and the spinning 55 up against the outside wall. I was already sideways, and Miller finished the job.
Yeah, there was also some arc braking going on in the back there.
Yep.
Jonathan Oates got turned.
Here's the onboard with Nate Stewart. Trapped by the wall, cars to the inside. Nowhere he could go.
Nope. And it's very hard to turn to the left there at mid-corner as well.
Yep. So he'll come to pit road. Nice mouse on the screen.
I think that's only for us.
Oh, well, drat. Couldn't call him out. Darn it. Bose has disconnected. Alan, yeah, I just watched a replay. Alan Bose drove it head on into the barriers. He's done. He's gone home. Those aren't tires. Those are barrels. Oh my.
I know what those things are.
Let's go to a break. We're back after this here from Darlington. Back here from Darlington, closing in on just about half a lap till we get back to racing. Under caution once again. Brian Mercurio leads. Brian LaPrade on the inside for the restart. Jacob Hitzman Easterday with you from Darlington for the FTF Southern 400. Next week we're at Chicagoland, not Kansas, Chicagoland. And hopefully they wreck less than they are here. Pace car is in. Here we go, green flag. Mercurio on the gas. Good launch on that outside line. LaPrade didn't get as good of a restart. He's going to be behind by about 2 car lengths. Plus, he's going to have Reynolds to the outside in turn 1.
Yeah, let's see if he can clear. He's trying to clear himself. He was able to clear it.
Got it.
But got loose on the exit.
It's Tyler Gary that's in that 3rd spot. Here comes Logan Hilton to the inside, side by side for 3rd. You got Frisch right behind as well as Nick Miller. And that 37, Ryan Noraki. Here comes Logan Hilton on the bottom, side by side. Who's going to lift going into turn number 1? Give up the spot, neither of them. Hilton slides it up. And Gary gets the run on the high side. He holds on to 3rd. Here comes Frisch.
Yeah, Frisch gets the doors slammed onto him, but let's see if he can do anything on the entry of here, turn 3. As we got cars drifting in
Gary
the
Waterworth.
3 and 4.
Waterworth around on the apron. We stay green. How about Mercurio? He is pulled away just like that. Half a second he's got over Breyer.
Meanwhile, the battle is for P3. Tyler Gary's trying to hold off Logan Hilton as he's trying to wreck himself. I think that caused Michael P. Frisch to get into the wall there as well.
Oh, and here comes Frisch around the outside. Nick Miller.
Car's drifting in the back. And he's in the middle. That's a big one.
Oh, it's Philip McCandless. Nate Stewart piles in. Lucas Plessel piles in. Caution flag again. Philip McCandless sideways. He made contact with Corey Cook in the 61. Oh, and once again, Nate Stewart had nowhere to go. Here's the replay.
Yeah, he
Missed
bounced off the green
contact.
car in front of him.
Yep.
And he just couldn't keep it down there. And I would say arc or brakes, but you can't really do anything mid-corner here at Darlington.
Yep. Especially when the caution's not even out at that point. You got no idea because it's pretty much a blind corner. McCandless given the EOL penalty. Oh, hard hit for Plessel. Almost up on top of the wall. So once again, another restart.
It's been nothing but cautions here the last...
100 laps.
Yeah.
180 laps. But we're inside 20 to go. We do have 3 green white checkers if we need to use them. And at this rate, we just might.
What do you say, Zach? We should probably do a poll here. Are we going to have... Is the next caution going to be within 5 laps?
5 laps of the restart? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, 5 laps within the restart. Zach is cussing out the poll right now because it's not allowing him to make it.
Incredible. He's still cursing. He's about as angry as Malillo was earlier.
Almost. All
right,
Field
choosing
is
here.
choosing this time.
Yep. And
See what the
Mercurio.
leader does.
Drum roll, please.
Chose inside the last time.
Well, no, he went outside last time, and he's going to go outside again. Prior to the bottom. The outside really worked well for Mercurio on that last restart. So 1 lap to green.
Prediction is up. Who will lead lap 17? That wasn't what I asked for.
Wow. Hashtag Zach Johnson is over party.
I mean, it's pretty obvious. The leader has a stupid jump on the field every green. I think it's pretty obvious. So far, 75, 71, 63% for Brian Mercurio. Nope, never mind. 97%. Someone put in a big bet there.
Well, getting ready for the restart. Here we go. Base car is in. Mercurio on the outside. It'll bring us around on the gas. Green flag inside 20 laps to go. And again, another good gap, about 2 car lengths going into turn number 1 with 16 to go.
So far, so good. Almost had a couple accidents there, but everyone kept it straight.
And Cozy washed it up big in turn 3 behind these guys. Here they come off the corner, 15 laps to go. Here from Darlington. Briar's at least closer than he was last time by. If we stay green, you might be able to put together a run and have a shot at it.
Meanwhile, farther back, Ryan Araki's getting passed by Landon Mills.
Cozy right behind.
Oh, they bang.
Whoa, boy. Saved it? Yes.
Ooh.
Oh, hefty hit to the outside wall. Bernal Rocky, and now he's stuck 3 wide. See what you did, Zach? You broke Ben. All right. 13 to go. Brian LaPrade still close to the race lead. He was a 10th quicker that last time by.
Oh, we got a car
leader.
almost spinning out back there. That was Blake Reynolds. He almost lost it there on the exit of turn 2.
Still good. That last time by, Brian LaPrade again, about a 0.5 quicker. He is closing in on the back bumper at 41. When will he make his move? How late can he afford to make the move if he's worried about a caution coming out? Should he just go for it and leave caution to the wind? Or bring out the chessboard and try and pull a little 4D chess here?
Will he go for it or just let it slip?
I was asking you. Mercury a little bit faster that last time around. Here they come through turn 3. Coming to 10 laps to go. Tyler Gary holding down the fort in that third spot. Who did pit for 4 tires then. After earlier only taking 2. That strategy paid off for him. Got him the track position and he's inside the top 5. Running in third with 10 to go.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest shocker today is that Tyler Gary's been able to keep that position with those old tires.
Well, remember, they pitted 22 laps ago. Mercurio took 2. LaPrade, Gary, Frisch, Helton, the rest of the top 5 and more took 4 tires. So he's back on cycle with everybody else as far as tires are concerned.
Okay.
9 laps to go.
And this
What
is
can
lap
Breyer do here?
175.
Yeah. Breyer's running out of laps. That last time by Mercurio, 0.04 of a second faster. The gap is about 0.2 of a second. Just takes one mistake out of Mercurio, though.
Farther back, we're wrecking.
Door. Trouble. Caution is out. 2 cars on the inside wall. Nick Miller and Michael Cozy Jr. That was back for the 6th position. Wyatt Tinsley also got a piece of it. Cozy got loose and then got into Miller, and it was on.
Yeah, I think that one's going to be on Cozy once we get a replay here. Here we go. Cozy got a good run off the exit of the turn. Goes to the inside here. Just got loose. Couldn't hold it down there. Got into him. Good night, Nick Miller.
And that changes everything up front. Gives Breyer another opportunity, but he has to nail this next restart because it's going to be inside 5 laps to go.
That's going to be classified as a racing deal. I would have said that that was on Cozy.
Pits are open. None of the leaders taking advantage of it. Which makes sense. We don't want to give up track position now. Not at this stage of the race.
Nope, you pretty much want to stay out the rest of this. What do we got? Probably going to be 4 or 5 to go to green.
A couple.
There's going to be a number of laps.
It's been a long night here from Darlington. We'll talk with our top 3 once this race is said and done. Hopefully, at least, talk with our top 3. I don't know if they're required to come talk to us post-race, but we hope so, but they'll be choosing here this time by. We have a new prediction. What will be the outcome of this race? 1 green-white checkered? 2 green-white checkers? 3 green-white checkers? Or none, and we just go green all the way to the end. What do you think? Never doing that again as long as I live, by the way.
We had a strange thing happen here with the choose cone.
Yeah?
Ryan and Briar both chose the outside, which left Tyler Gary with the inside here.
That might work as long as Gary gets a bad restart on the bottom, which will allow then LaPrade to just stay glued to the back bumper of the 41. So we have a restart with 3 laps to go. Put your predictions in. You have little time left.
Do it now. All right, going green here.
Yep, here we go. Mercurio gets the launch. Green flag. 3 laps to go. A solid restart for LaPrade. He's still about a car length and a half back, but he's clear of Tyler Gary going into turn number 1.
Briar's going to have a good exit here to keep up with Brian. And so far he does. We're crashing in the back.
Yep, caution's out. Hard hit to the inside wall. Big crash. Multiple cars involved. Jordan Kuntz is around. Cole Woody is around. Corey Cook is around. We're going to overtime.
Looks like we had 2 accidents happen at the same time there if we look at the replay here.
Yes, we did. They were all right around each other, though. So there's Woody. Or Cook, rather, got put up into the wall by Jonathan Oates. I'm forgetting names. The contact between
that was
Kuntz,
just racing deal there.
Kuntz and Woody, though, just up the road. I think Woody got up into the wall and then got turned by Noah Rocky down to Kuntz.
Now, meanwhile, in front of them,
Calamity.
if we focus on Ryan Noraki, he just gets a little loose here on exit. Gets in the car on top of him, maybe a little net code, and that just spins him around. So Corey Cook gets the UL as well as Ryan Noraki.
2-piece. And we're now going to overtime. Here from Darlington. Chat wants to ride along with Cozy. Make it happen.
And there you go.
Wow. That's incredible.
Can we get a pan over to a Cozy? Let's see what if that helmet's a throwback or not.
Nope.
No.
Can't see it, but nope. I think they meant right along with Cozy from the wreck, but okay. Even though the wreck, I think, was behind him. Oh, maybe
No,
not.
we're riding along.
360
spinny cam.
degrees. Spinning car. Spinning car. Yep. That's it.
I think Jacob's
Choosing
having a
this
stroke
time.
here. 1 and 2 go outside again while Gary chooses the inside.
And that really seemed like it worked for Briar that last time, choosing the outside line, especially since Gary didn't get a great restart down on the bottom, and Briar was just able to follow him along, follow Mercurio along down into turn 1.
I tell you what, the racing grid's starting to look like last week. Last week we had about 20 cars out of it, and that's what it turns out to be happening this week. We got 20 cars on the lead lap. Everyone else is multiple laps down.
Mm-hmm. 1 lap to go till we get to this first overtime attempt of 3. Got to make it to the white flag, otherwise we do it all over again. If we get the white flag, the next flag ends the race, and I would bet that Justin's not going to throw a caution. So once we see the white flag, that'll be the last flag you'll see until the checkered flag when they come back around.
So it won't be the last flag.
Correct. The last flag until the checkered flag, though. Here we go. Pace cars in. Mercurio with LaPrade all over the back bumper. Oh, he waited on him. Restart games. Green flag. A horrible restart for LaPrade. Gary slides up into second to turn 1. Masterfully done by Brian Mercurio. Here they come off turn 2. Gary almost gets turned by LaPrade. Coming to turn 3. Coming to the white flag. Next flag will end it. Briar can't get by Gary, and Gary just can't keep up with Mercurio. White flag in the wind. 1 more lap to go in the FTF Southern 400.
Yeah, Brian Mercurio's gotten away. Now the battle is for second between Tyler Gary and Briar LaPrade. Briar LaPrade.
Yep. Briar LaPrade, here they come off the corner, down the backstretch to turn 3. LaPrade's got 1 more shot for second. Here comes Frisch looking for 4th on Logan Hilton. But it's all Brian Mercurio off corner number 4. Brian Mercurio wins at Darlington.
Great restart did it.
That was perfect by Brian Mercurio. Just held him up when Briar was ready to go, and then as soon as Briar was caught off guard, Mercurio stepped on the gas. And he was long gone. And a great job by Tyler Gary as well to get a good restart there on the inside when it mattered the most. And take that second spot away. We'll see if we get any of our top 3 to talk to, since none of them are in the Discord right now. We'll get our results here in a moment. As Mercurio burns down the house here at Darlington. The win goes to Brian Mercurio. Second place belongs to Tyler Gary. Third place, Brian LaPrade. Fourth place, Logan Hilton. In fifth, Landon Mills. Top 5 for Mills after he was caught speeding on pit road. Michael P. Frisch finishes in 6th, then Blake Reynolds, Jonathan Oates, Wyatt Tinsley, Alex Kolonix rounding out your top 10. In 11th, Michael Cozy Jr. In 12th, Nick Miller. 13th, Kevin McAdams with a broken race car from 37th on the grid, finishes in 13th. David Brown 14th, Brett Punkari 15th, Cosmonaut Eshu 16th, Cole Woody in 17th, Jordan Kuntz 18th, Ryan Nalraki in 19th, and Nathan Rabideau rounds out the top 20. Everybody else was 6 laps down or more. Corey Cook, Harry Grindell, Nate Stewart, Tyler Landon, Frank DeAngelis, Lucas Plessel, Philip McCandless, Gary Waterworth, Blake Bryant, Alan Bowes, here on back out of the race, Robert Dorman, Ryan Bandicio, Seth Noel, Sean Butler, Ryan Doucette, Davey Davis, Garrett Conrath, David Cabrera, Chris Wetz, Dylan Basin. Your final 3, Malik Ray, Kevin King, and Caden Rush. That's your field of 43, and the results from the FTF Southern 400. We have our top 3. Let's talk with our race winner, Brian Mercurio. Textbook set up on that last restart. Take us through the one and only green and white checkered.
Yeah, so once he got down to it there at the end of the race, he kind of have those cat and mouse games on the restarts. I'd been experimenting with the bottom for most of the race, so saw someone earlier got a really good restart on the top, so I started switching over to run on the top lane, and that started working out. If I could back everybody up a little bit, I'd get the 2 guys behind me side by side, and I could pull a really big gap coming out of 2. So that was the goal. I think I played the tire strategy perfect there. I basically wanted to get it to where the last time I was pitting, I'd be on 2, so I'd get the track position, and that's exactly how it worked out. Everybody else, second to last stop, they took 2, I took 4, and then the last stop, they took 4, I took 2. So I got the track position out of it, and kind of once you get to the end of the race, it's really hard to get a run. So just timed it all perfectly there, and was able to just kind of play the restart games, and worked out in my favor.
With all those restarts, those tires just seemed to balance out, and there really was no advantage having those 4 tires compared to your 2 tires, it seemed like.
Yeah, once you get usually at least 1 heat cycle, but usually if you're getting another caution there, it's with the 4 tires, they're going to be cold for about a lap and change, and even with the 2 tires, you're only have the lefts. The lefts are going to be heated up, but the rights are going to be cold. So you might actually have an advantage for maybe about half a lap to a lap. So you might have that right initially after the green, but once you get a few heat cycles into it, everything kind of balances out. So at that point, it's more about track position than anything, and I timed it good.
Well, Brian, congratulations on the race win. We will see you a week from tonight in Chicagoland. And, of course, I know you've got the Coke Series race coming up Tuesday night from Kansas. Best of luck.
Thanks. Real quick, just before I go, if I can give some shout-outs real quick. Shout out to you guys for putting on the broadcast. Dalen Barr Visuals, not only is he a sponsor of the series, but a good buddy of mine, sponsors me personally. So big old shout out to Dalen. He is really the main reason FTF can do a lot of what they do. So big shout out to him. All the admins for putting this race on. Briar for putting a good race, staying competitive with me towards the end. That was fun. And all the partners that I've been able to work with throughout the Coke season, the Tart Esports, and everybody I've been able to represent, Sunoco, Goodyear, Playseat, all those guys. It's always a little interesting being able to run different colors every week, and I kind of run more of a generic scheme here in FTF, but it's always cool being able to represent a bunch of different brands. So hoping for the best come Tuesday. Make sure if you guys are watching, if you'd like to watch, make sure you go to enascar.com/live on Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Watch the Coke race at Kansas.
Brian Mercurio, race winner tonight from Darlington. Second place with Ben Easterday, Tyler Gary.
Tyler Gary, you played some tire strategy there. Picked 2 tires when everyone didn't. What was your thinking in doing that and getting all those positions?
I knew track position was going to be the name of the game. I figured we'd get a bunch of late race restarts, and as soon as you get a heat cycle in them, it should be pretty even. So I just playing the track position game, trying to keep myself up front. I really didn't have that all race because I started from the pits. So was just playing that game.
Yeah, it definitely worked out. And towards the end of that, you were able to keep up even with 2 tires, and then you pitted for 4 with everyone else. How about that last restart? Can you explain how that played out? Looked like the leader kind of played some games and ended up benefiting you the most.
Yeah, so I was lucky enough to get the chance to start next to Brian a couple of restarts like earlier and see how he was approaching it. And I just kind of guessed and tried to time it the best that I could, and I seemed to get it pretty well. He would roll a little bit quicker, pick up the pace, and then he'd hit the gas like 2 or 3 seconds later. It seemed like, so I gotta just timed it really.
Well, you did a great job. You got that P2. Anyone you want to thank and say hi to?
Yeah, I'd like to thank you guys for doing the broadcast, the admins for putting all the shows. I'd like to thank Robert Dorman for putting this paint scheme together in like 30 minutes. It looks great with all the sponsors on it. SRD Setups, North Force Racing, and yeah, that's about it.
Oh yeah, Gary. Good job out there. P2 for Tyler Gary.
I just want to thank all the drivers for saying thanks to the broadcasters. It means a lot. Here's Brian LaPrade, 3rd place finisher. So close. With those last couple of restarts, is there anything that you could have done on that last restart to at least prevent Gary from getting that 2nd spot?
Yeah, probably just choose the bottom. There was a couple restarts before with like, I don't know, like 20, 30 to go. Kept choosing the bottom. Brian would get a good jump. I couldn't time it as well as I wanted to. And Tyler from 4th would get a decent run to at least get to my right rear going into 1. And then I'd have to completely drive 1 and 2 different. And I'd lose a lot of time to Brian. So once I noticed that, I decided to at least try the outside. And I was listening to Tyler's interview there. He was talking about how he was timing it and all that, like how he seen Brian. It looked like he sped up. That was because I was just running to the back of Brian, just like half throttle, just pushing him so I could at least try and time it and be somewhat with him, because the outside, coming off that banking up 4, you'd get a little bit of a run. So I was literally just half throttle and Brian's rear bumper, just trying to time it with him best I could. That way I didn't have to gain too much time on them dealing with only a green-white checkered, it's not enough time to make a move or make something happen here. So it was tough, but yeah, I guess maybe just choose the bottom would be the only difference there.
Without some of those late race cautions, there were some where those restarts, you were right on top of Mercurio. Without some of those last cautions at the very end, do you think with maybe 10 laps of green flag racing, you would have been able to make a move on Mercurio?
Yeah, honestly, if we just went green, like I would slowly reel in Brian, and I would at least I was closing into his back bumper, and I really never had a chance to straight up make a move. I think the only move I made was pass him on the bottom and 1 and clearing him before we made it to 2, which was crazy to me. I didn't expect to do that. But yeah, I think me and Brian were pretty even. He led a lot of laps. I was towards, around 10th the entire time. Really never made noise till later in the race just because I was warming up and trying to figure it out. But, Brian definitely deserved that win. So congrats to him. Just wish it would have been a little bit different. Obviously, I wanted the win there. I haven't won an FTF yet this season. So I got to try and get one of these here soon.
Well, congratulations on the top 3. We'll likely see you a week from tonight in Chicagoland. And best of luck in the Coke Series on Tuesday as well. Going up against the best at Kansas. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. And speaking of that, if any of the viewers in chat are in the Charlotte area, myself, Michael Conti, Graham Bolin, and Colin Keister, we're doing that race in person in Charlotte at the Carolina Esports Hub. So it's free to come hang out. You can get some free Coca-Cola 600 tickets and possibly win a sim rig if you guys want one. So it should be fun. It's going to be a first for the Coke Series, so hopefully that turns out all good. Would definitely like to do more of those, so hoping to have a pretty good crowd that shows up, and hopefully we have some fun Tuesday.
Brian LaPrade, 3rd place finisher tonight from Darlington. Ben, final thoughts after a wild night for the FTF Southern 400.
Well, I tell you what, it started off pretty slow. We had a bunch of green flag racing, bunch of strategy going on, and then towards the end, it was a caution fest. Like I said, about half the field taken out in crashes and wrecks. only the top 20 in the lead lap. And how about that finish for Brian Mercurio playing some restart games, ended up screwing up Briar LaPrat, and Tyler Gary ended up getting P2 when really it should have been Briar LaPrat that got that P2. So overall, pretty good race, pretty interesting one, and we'll see if the next one's even more interesting.
No doubt about it. Looking ahead, Winstyle, well, they're off for the next month, so nothing from them. Thursday's the eNASCAR qualifying iRacing series from Kansas. Saturday night, the 14th at 9 o'clock, we are back from Chicagoland. Next Tuesday and Wednesday, it's the Rockingham 508, Blake McCandless's charity event with the Dale Jr. Foundation. Should be a lot of fun, and you'll find that all right here on FTF.gg. For Zach Johnson, our producer, and Ben Easterday alongside me, I'm Jacob Hitz. Brian Mercurio, your winner tonight at Darlington. We'll see you next week. Good night.